Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Besides, a different need, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Got a cast of thousands with me tonight, but first, let me bring my man. Oh, damn! Bring my man Seven on board. Seven, what's up?
What's up, big dog? How you doing, buddy? Man,
damn late.
Man, I think I've decided since Skip Bayless is apparently on the downfall, which I know we're going to talk about at some point. My new enemy is Keyshawn Johnson. When we get to the Chiefs game, remind me. I want to talk about this.
Okay, I got you. All right. Next up, bring my man Ando in. Ando, what's up? How you doing, big dog?
What up, Will? Yeah, we may have been blanked out by the crappy Broncos team that needed 18 weeks to clinch their playoff spot, and we only needed 16 for ours. But Will, Seven, I will piggyback on yours. If Skip Bayless is no longer your enemy and Keyshawn Johnson is going to be your new adversary, I petition to take his spot on Speak so that I can sit next to Joy Taylor.
I'll put a good word in for you after she hires me as the person that's personally responsible for covering her in cocoa butter.
So you're going to be the Cabana boy then?
100%. I'll wear a Speedo and everything.
I'll tag you in on days you need off, man. Absolutely.
Oh, no, I'm 24/7.
You're on call, got it.
My enemy is Emmanuel Ocho, because from what I understand and the rumors and reports, he already hit that. So,
bro, you can't be jealous. Bros can't be jealous like that, man. Come on.
I hate him.
Just like if you nailed down a fiery 10-star Asian dude, I ain't gonna hate on you, man. I'm gonna give you a high five and be like, "You go, bro."
I hate that dude.
Bros gotta support bros. Bros gotta support bros up, man. Come on.
And then I know someone who knows her. I tried to get an interview. This was a couple of years ago, and she couldn't secure the interview for me. I was mad at her too. So whatever, man.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and bring my man from the original Player versus Team. John, what's up, man?
What's happening, man?
Chilling.
Sad day in the NFL, but
John, I gotta say, with it being a sad day in the NFL, you probably look the most relaxed you ever have on the show, man.
Because you got that Joy Taylor juice.
There's rocking chairs.
Yeah.
Man, I got it from my grandma's house, dude. I just rock myself to sleep in it all the time.
Dude, you look like you may have hit an ounce or two of like the most comfortable weed strand. And you just chilling. You just vibing right now, man.
I'm going to tell you what I did, Ando. I got rid of some stress in the past week.
So what you got to do, brother. You know what?
Hey,
it was
are your wrists...
decision to make, but I did.
Are your wrists still sore?
From what now?
From jerking.
Releasing stress?
No. I pretty much got used to it.
No.
I've been doing that a long time, man. My wrist don't hurt no more. I ain't got that
We
type
just
of time.
started and it's already going off the damn rails.
We
We just started and
I
it's
ain't got
already
that
going off
type
the
of
damn
time
rails.
no more, Seven.
we don't need
Shit.
See, Sparky's in a good place now. We don't need Sparky to keep these conversations live and in color, man. We don't need that.
Let me go to the next person we got in the chat. Let me go to my man from the original player versus team. Better man, Kyle. And Kyle, what's up?
How about those Vikings?
How about him, brother?
Well, y'all got yo.
What up, Janae?
I don't think
They definitely look beyond the results because
I don't know if they're gonna beat the Rams. They look bad, just bad. They look real.
What I
Play
don't
calling was
understand,
bad. Special teams was awful.
that O line was
Like, they
horrible yesterday for the Vikings. It was god awful. Darnold had no
I
time to
mean,
throw.
if we can run the ball, why make that man throw the ball 41 times? Why do that to him?
Or hold on a second. Hear the white guy out here. Hear the white guy out. Maybe Sam Darnold was too busy taking off his Superman cape, and he went into this like Clark Kent, Sam Darnold, and was like, you know what? We're going to put the Superman cape on next week against the Rams.
He
This
looked
week,
like Stevie Wonder driving a car. Like, he couldn't fucking be shit. Like, Jordan Addison wide open.
Yeah.
He missing people wide open. Like, bro.
He was overthrowing people left and right
bro.
yesterday.
He was,
I haven't
man.
seen him look that bad in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think he just let that deep. I mean, I'm giving credit to their defense and golf. Golf stood in there and took some shots, and he knew
that
where his
offense
people
for the
were.
Lions looked bad for the first half. They got it clicking in the second half, but damn, 10-6 at the half.
Once dude kicked the damn kickoff out of bounds, I say we screwed.
Yeah.
All right, that's when I was like, the game about to go south, all the way south.
I just want to say this real quick. To the NFL. To the NFL. And to all my fantasy brethren, commissioners, managers, I'll say this to you. If you are still playing in week 18, fuck you.
That sounds like a personal vendetta there, Will.
I didn't honestly, dude. I didn't even know that was a thing. That
Yes,
just drives
it is a
me
thing.
crazy. There's no reason.
Look. So I won the league last year. I got to the Super Bowl this year, but I couldn't win the Super Bowl this year because my backbone was made off Philly. Because I had Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley on that team. And they sat.
They finna run over.
Anyway.
Kyle down there laughing like, ha, he told you so.
Hurts
Pardon my French.
Hurts didn't. Well, they kept saying Hurts didn't clear protocol anyway, but
he didn't clear.
He's an Alabama quarterback. He can't clear much of anything.
Yeah, he didn't
what?
Damn.
Yeah, let's look at Mac Jones. Mac Jones, Alabama quarterback, looking
the great white hope, Mac Jones.
In that game in Jacksonville. Jacksonville spent more time on the runway in Indy waiting for their plane to take off than they did in the actual stadium. Like, fucking ridiculous, bro.
Then on top of that, it was so funny because a buddy of mine called my phone. He called in Texas. He said, "You still want to bet money on Minnesota and the Birds?" I said, "Nope, nah, brother. I'm not. I'm cool."
I can't put money on Minnesota or Detroit right now because with Minnesota you got Sam Darnold. Clearly, you don't know what you're going to get. He's better, but you don't know if it's enough. And then you look at Detroit. Jared Goff is a liability, and we're not talking enough about it. And so is that defense because it keeps getting battered. I can't rely on either team. Hurts is not going to make it back to the Super Bowl because of the Jim Kelly curse. So who are we going to get out of the NFC in the Super Bowl?
I'd be all right with Tampa Bay.
I would too, and
that would be entertaining.
I was saying on my podcast yesterday when I was broadcasting the second half of the Lions and Vikings game. In the NFC, I still think it's Detroit's to take. Philadelphia, if they're not too one-dimensional with Jalen Hurts, they got a shot, but I think the offense ticks just a bit differently when it's Kenny Pickett in. If it's Jalen Hurts, they're more dangerous, but I don't know if he's going to be cleared. Not that Green Bay is an absolute threat, but Green Bay is the 1-7 team that put the league on notice last year when they beat Dallas.
But Green Bay can't stop the run.
So. What
version of Jordan Love are you going to get?
That's true. And Jordan
Love going to play?
Yep.
That's Yeah, and that's the problem with the NFC as a whole is there are more question marks among the 7 teams in the NFC than there are when you look at their counterparts in the AFC.
I think
Yes,
everybody on the panel can say, without a doubt, I think it's Kansas City and Buffalo making it to the AFC title game. The only sliver of doubt
don't
you,
count Denver out.
Okay,
you can't. And Denver's defense is a problem.
Yeah.
Denver is going to be a huge problem for us next year. But in the immediate, Denver's defense is a huge problem. And what is Josh Allen's weakness? A solid defense that can get the ball.
Who did the Ravens have in the first round?
They got Pittsburgh. They will be taking on Pittsburgh Sunday.
Pittsburgh trash.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's not winning that game.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is a completely different team than when they were trash.
Where's Zoe at?
When you look at the NFC right now, the majority, I'm not going to say the majority. You look at the Bucks, you look at Green Bay.
I would say the other team is the Commanders. Like the winner out of that Tampa Bay, Washington team is going to be scary for the rest of the playoffs.
They all suffer from the same thing though. Those 3 teams' defenses kind of ass.
Ass. Ain't no kinda. They ass. They ass. Paul.
I think it's an NFC problem as a whole.
Their defense.
Look at it. They're sorry. Go ahead.
They gas up the Eagles now. Again, I think they're number 1 statistically, but they don't look like a number 1 defense. That's one.
They don't play like it
at all. At all.
Honest, I'm not going to admit it because we got to play the Rams in the first round, and I hope we kick their ass. But if they beat us, they might run amok in the NFC.
John, I'm gonna argue
that's my surprise team. If they beat us, which like say the first game we played, I mean we stood a chance, but
I'm gonna argue the only reason you guys lost that game,
so.
The only reason the Vikings lost that game was because the refs missed the blatant face mask in the end zone that resulted in 2
we
points
lost because we didn't get a chance to win the game.
But
so.
I mean, if you guys hadn't had that safety, let's say they call that shifts momentum enough to where Minnesota can ride Addison and Jefferson down the field, and then Hawkinson is there in the middle. So you take that momentum back and shift it into Minnesota's favor. I think Minnesota wins that game. Minnesota was going to drive down that field. You don't think so, Tony?
No. Minnesota had a harder time scoring in the red zone yesterday than me in a women's prison with a stack of fucking parties.
But that's what I was saying about the play calling. Like, why are you down there 4 times and don't try to run it on the 2 or 3 yard line at least twice?
Yeah.
At least twice. Like, he's trying to force feed Jefferson the ball. He's looking that way the entire time. So I was like, all right.
They had Jefferson covered yesterday. But like I was saying earlier, that offensive line played like hot garbage yesterday. You can't, because let's obviously right now we have to run under the assumption that Kansas City is going to the Super Bowl. Obviously there's going to be competition with Buffalo, but let's look at this. Okay, with Kansas City or Buffalo, change it up. Kansas City or Buffalo. Could any defense in the NFC right now actually give Kansas City or Buffalo a run for their money? Can any offensive line in the NFC stop Chris Jones or Von Miller?
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm not gonna go with the totality of the season because again, they've looked shaky in spots too. It's no way. If we go back, there's no way they should have beat the Bucks by. What did they win by? 3? They should have fucked the Bucks up. I'll stand here and say that they won too many close games. I just don't trust them. My dad is extremely adamant. He was like, he thinks they're going to be, because this happens every couple of years where the number ones get taken out. The number ones right out the playoffs. My dad is extremely adamant. Usually, Kansas City's going to go to this point. He was like, he thinks they're done next week. I was like, all right, Pop, if it happens, it happens.
If they face Denver, if Denver beats the Bills this week, I'll hear them out.
Yep.
Denver's the only Denver and the Bills are the only teams that actually worry me in the postseason.
You don't think the Chargers do either?
No, because the Chargers don't have all of the necessary pieces.
Okay.
The Chargers are going to shock people in the postseason, I do think it's possible they make it to the division.
Yeah, Houston's getting bounced.
Yeah, I
But-
think Houston's going to lose to the Chargers. I think Baltimore beats Pittsburgh. The only ace in the hole is that Denver and Buffalo game. I still think Buffalo as a whole is a better team. And I
They
think
should
Buffalo
be.
wins the game.
It's
But-
going to be good. It'll be
Denver has beat a lot of teams that were better than them this year, especially when you look at the fact that you have Sean Payton and a Denver team that is still recovering from Sierra's husband.
Yep.
Let's not forget that they're still paying him $37 million to not play for them.
Yep. He screwed
Okay.
over two franchises.
They are that is a grab. $37 million. You know how many skill position players you could get with that? You know how many backups you could get for that to at least strengthen your team? And they're playing without that resource right now. But they still hit hard every team they played this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This
You
might
have
put
to
up a
take
fight.
Denver serious.
this might sound cool, but I kind of want Pittsburgh out for two reasons.
You don't like nothing about Pennsylvania.
No.
No.
I want Pittsburgh out for two reasons. One, George Pickens. Get him the fuck in there. George
How you
Pickens.
get one catch for 0
Okay,
yards?
break it down. What happened with him yesterday?
How you
'Cause I
get
missed
one
it,
catch
like-
for? How you get one catch for 0 yards?
Yeah, big ass
It actually
game,
was
that's what I
one
mean.
catch for -1 yard. They
Negative
ruled it as a
1
1 yard loss because he went
Yeah.
into that game needing 100 yards for 1,000, and he left the game with 899.
And they, in the second
And
one,
it's
they really
problem-
need to
Yeah, go ahead,
reassess. They really need to reassess this thing with Mike Tomlin.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's time.
Exactly.
I think it's time.
I think Seven and Will have been saying that for 3 years, and I've only been on the podcast for 2.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to go.
It's because what good is 19 years of winning seasons when you have one Super Bowl that was early in that run with a team that you had very little hand in building.
Bill Cowher's team. You had Bill Cowher's
Yeah.
last.
Yep.
That because that 2017 was still Bill Cowher's team, and that wasn't that right after Ben Roethlisberger had gone through sexual assault allegations anyway.
Yep.
I mean,
Like
he went through that a
everything
couple
that
times.
Year after.
That was not Tomlin's
As
coaching that
rebel.
won that game. It's not that I don't respect Tomlin as a coach. I just think that you can only wear the shirt so many times before you have to hang it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That shirt, if it were a normal shirt, would be hanging by its last thread at this point.
There would be no collar on
Does he
that
get
shirt.
another NFL job, or does he go to college like the rest of
No,
them?
if Tomlin gets fired after that, I would be willing to bet that Dallas calls him immediately. They're not even going to worry about whether or not Mike McCarthy gets pissed off about it. They're just going to call Mike Tomlin and be like, hey, you want this franchise?
Fun fact: Chicago
Because-
just talked to Jerry about interviewing Mike McCarthy for their head coaching job.
Yeah, I
What?
saw that earlier too.
Why?
But yeah.
Yep.
But the reason why the Cowboys make that call.
God dang, boy.
The reason why the Cowboys make that call is because the Steelers are one of the largest brands in football. There aren't that many other teams outside of Kansas City that right now have a bigger brand in football than the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially when you look at over the life of the NFL.
Yeah.
Jerry is so old, he probably remembers when it was a pigskin and leather helmets in football. But he understands the
He
weight of
invented
the
the leather
Steelers
helmet.
brand. And
Shit.
so when you look at that, if you're going to get somebody that's going to come in to run a big brand like that, like you can't, the Yankees can't just turn around and hire a college baseball coach to run the biggest baseball organization in the world. Just the same as the Cowboys aren't just going to get anybody. You're not pulling in Eric Bieniemy to take over head coach of the Cowboys.
You.
It's not happening. So Tomlin is probably one of the few people that Jerry would see as qualified to actually take over that organization if you're not going to have Mac McCarthy as a head coach.
And I think he is one of the people
And
that
they
would
get a
be
playoff
okay with
win out
Jerry
of it.
telling him what to do too. Like the coach has to be okay with Jerry pulling the strings. So I don't see
Yeah, that's
as many
what I don't
as many
see.
people
Yeah,
being
you're
like,
right.
"Oh, Bill Belichick is going to go to the Cowboys." Bill would never let Jerry run the organization the way that he wants it to. So McCarthy or
I mean, that's why
Mike
Jimmy
Tomlin-
Johnson got put up out of there.
Exactly. He did an interview. He did an interview the other day that said, "Did I buy this team for my kids? No, I bought it for myself. My kids aren't gonna. He's gonna die owning that team. He's gonna die up in that press box. They're gonna take a picture of him, and he's just gonna sit there.
They're gonna have his funeral in the press box.
Yep, in the press box.
They're just gonna put him. They're gonna put him in a clear sarcophagus in that press box, so that Jerry is always there to watch the Cowboys.
Yep.
Yeah, they're gonna sit him up at the game.
Yep. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, for all of the shit that we give Jerry, besides Bill Belichick and Clark Hunt, he has the most Super Bowl rings of any active owner in the NFL. Now, granted, his have taken 30 plus years to get those.
Robert Kraft got the same amount.
I'm sorry. Who did I say? I said.
You said Jerry. Jerry has one ring.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I meant to say Robert Kraft and Patriots and.
So Jerry didn't own them when they won that the first one.
No,
not the first one, but the one they. Okay, gotcha.
Jerry has one ring since he became an owner. It was 95, wasn't it?
No,
yeah, because they won the other one in what 93 or something like that.
Jerry took over as owner in 89 when he bought the team. He became owner.
Okay, so he was the head coach.
Two rings.
Okay, so he has two. He has two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clark Hunt has three. So let's just move on from that. He's.
So I mean, as much shit as we give Jerry, and I think it's directed positive. You know, I think it's justified that we give him shit about it. You've been the owner of the team for 35 years, and you have 2 Super Bowl rings. That's great. Any other franchise with? Go ahead.
You know who also has 2 rings in that same time frame?
Who's that?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep.
True.
So is that the standard that one of the biggest sports organizations in the world is going to set for championships is the same as the fucking Buccaneers?
No.
It's no. He has underperformed the entire time.
The difference between the Buccaneers and the Cowboys is the Buccaneers didn't expect it, but they appreciate being there. Dallas expects to be there, and when they don't get it, it's, oh, well, this went wrong and it's not our fault. Just take responsibility for it, Jerry.
They also look beyond the results.
No, the Bucks, that's all.
Way beyond.
The Bucks
every year it's the same thing.
Yep.
The Bucks are like their baseball counterpart in the same city, the Rays. Nobody expects them to perform. Every once in a while, you get a stellar season. A couple of years ago, the Tampa Bay Rays won 107 games with a Moneyball lineup.
Yep.
Every once in a while, it's going to happen. But if you're one of the biggest sports brands in the world, the standard is not, hey, we could do this at some point. The standard is we should be in that conversation at least yearly.
That's why the Yankees are disappointment when they don't make it.
That's why
Dallas expects to be there every year.
That's why Steinbrenner has been so criticized, because his dad was in the conversation every year. He has not done enough on that team to have them in the conversation, with the exception of 2 times in the last 20 years. It's owners that aren't learning from their past mistakes that are holding back those 2 huge sports brands. But it's also why I think if Tomlin gets fired from Pittsburgh, he's going to New York. I guarantee you, if Tomlin gets fired in Pittsburgh, the next thing that Adam Schefter is going to say is Mike McCarthy is not going back in Dallas.
Yeah.
So
you might as well count.
You think he'd go into the Giants?
Giants don't fire anybody. It'd have to be the Jets.
The Giants said today they're keeping Brian Dable and they're keeping their GM.
Ooh, okay.
Giants fans are pissed.
What pisses me off is the Jaguars are cool to fire Dougie P, but they want to keep that dumbass Trent Baalke as GM. They should have.
Hold on. I get the criticism of that move. I get it. I get the criticism of the move, but how much of that is because of the fact that you have to try and give Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine Seabass himself.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence needs consistency. So you wait to decide what's going to happen until you hire a new coach, and that new coach calls Trevor and says, hey, get your ass back here from Cancun. Let's talk some business. And he and the coach talk, and then they decide if Baalke is staying.
Okay.
Because I think that has more to do. I also think that Doug Peterson being fired has more to do with Trevor Lawrence than anything else.
Oh, I absolutely
He's
agree.
a locker room guy. He's a great dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
I absolutely agree.
there has to be, because of how much they have invested in Trevor Lawrence.
Let me ask you this, Tony. How do you feel about Gerard Mayo being fired as a Patriots coach before he even leaves the locker room?
Not even surprised. Not even surprised. Robert Kraft regretted giving him the job. Because I feel like, and here's the thing. I don't think this is anything about Gerard Mayo. And I want to be clear. I am not criticizing Gerard Mayo at all. I never played for the guy, never played with the guy, not criticizing him at all. I think this has more to do with Robert Kraft's insecurities than anything else, because he's sick. Robert Kraft is impressionable by the media. And I don't think, and I think if you pay attention to the way that he behaves and the way that he runs the team, he is very impressionable by the media and by people that are close to him.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody convinced him that it was time to move off one of the greatest head coaches of all time.
Okay.
You know, and so because of that, somebody is in his ear saying that they have a chance that they could get somebody better than Gerard Mayo.
I know the name
do
that they're
something. And I'm sure there are going to be names that are thrown around. Tomlin could be in the mix for that. They could be expecting him to get fired.
They said it's almost like solidified. It's going to be fucking Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Vrabel, you're probably going to bring Josh McDaniels back as your offensive coordinator because you know he's not going anywhere.
He's not getting no head coaching job again.
No. He's an OC for the rest of his life unless he goes to college.
Yep. And I think even then, it's going to be a very short leash of the college team that he coaches for.
Of course it would be. Yeah, well, and that's the thing is he's not getting an SEC or a Big 12 school. He's getting an MAC school at best. Yeah. Like he's not getting a big program. But I think that this is more about the insecurities of Robert Kraft than anything else, because you can't expect a first-time head coach to turn around a program that had dog shit to begin with.
Yep.
You can't expect a guy to build a house and then give you plastic tools and say, why the fuck don't I have a house?
Or
it's not going to work.
Cook a 5-star Michelin meal with the leftovers you have in the fridge.
Take this ramen, make it a Michelin star meal. You have 48 seconds. You can't use any tools. You're sitting in a homeless encampment. Good luck.
No water. Go.
You got to have water.
Nope. Can't have water, Will. Go.
Nope.
No water?
Nope. No
Use your
water.
own saliva, Will.
Fuck your water.
God damn.
Like that's the situation they put Gerard Mayo in, though.
Yeah. I mean,
he was fucked from the beginning.
Yeah.
He really was.
I'm
going to be honest. I feel bad for the guy. I think this is a situation that is absolutely different from when Urban Meyer got fired from the Jaguars, when Tim Tomsula or whatever that coach for the 49ers was after Chip Kelly got fired. I think this is a completely different situation.
Yeah.
It sounds like the locker room was absolutely behind him 100% of the way. And the fact that he had that Bill Belichick mentality as well. I think that maybe had a little bit to do with it, but we'll see with their next hire, because if they bring in Vrabel, they're bringing in that same Bill Belichick mentality into the locker room.
You can't hire a defensive, but here's the problem. They're going to screw themselves again, because you can't hire a defensive-minded coach with a guy that has no idea how to develop a quarterback, because you cannot tell me that Josh McDaniels developed Tom Brady. He had nothing to do with it.
You know who they need? They would probably have to bring Bill O'Brien in.
Would Bill leave Boston College to come back to New England?
Probably not.
Ooh.
I don't think so.
Why not? But why wouldn't he? Because eventually Bill O'Brien's going to get another head coaching job in the NFL, because people are starting to realize that Bill O'Brien did Houston a favor.
Mm-hmm.
If Bill O'Brien hadn't done what he did, Houston would still be screwed. Deshaun Watson would still be terrorizing massage envies all over Houston.
Yep.
Agreed.
Y'all see him with his girlfriend?
No.
Like it's getting it, this man. Here's the thing I don't understand about Deshaun Watson. This man has so many hamstring injuries, but gets more massages every day than Robert Kraft down in Florida. Like, how does that happen? And they just said today that he had a setback, and they don't think he's going to be ready to start the fucking season.
It's because they're massaging the wrong muscles, Tony.
Damn.
He and Skip Bayless were hanging out at the same after party, bro. With P. Diddy and
Damn.
Oh, let's go.
Oh shit.
With that, I'm out. That is the best I'm going to do tonight. But not. I'm staying.
Mic
Totally
drop.
staying, bro.
Damn it, man.
All right, you guys. Let's take a look at some of these scores that happened yesterday. The one I did want to talk about, Carolina and Atlanta.
Poor Erica, not here to defend her team.
I don't think she wants to be.
No. Well, okay, hold on. Is it fair to, with the way both offenses clicked in a way that I think I definitely wasn't expecting Carolina's offense to score on Atlanta as much as they did. Atlanta to score as much as they did with a rookie quarterback in his third or fourth game. Don't get me wrong, I love a high scoring game like that, but it surprised me that Carolina put up 44 points. Is it fair to say that Atlanta would have won that game had they touched the ball first?
No.
You don't think so?
No. I can't trust them. Both teams look like a winter football team yesterday.
Both teams look like front runners for you.
37U, baby. 37U.
Hey, the issue with the Falcons is they can't get out of their own way. Their front office doesn't know what they want. It's like a guy dating two girls in high school, hoping they don't figure out about each other because he can't decide. And when they finally figure out each other, and they call him out on it, he goes, I don't know. Like, you got to figure out what you want, or you're not going to have any of them. And then the Panthers,
they're upcoming, dude.
Bryce Young woke up.
Mm-hmm.
He did, man.
Bryce,
I'm proud of him.
Yeah,
I am too. He bounced back from that better than anybody thought because everybody said that was it. Mm-hmm. But he's proven wrong, and I love that. I don't think he stays on the Panthers. That's one of my bold predictions. I don't think they keep him partially because of what happened, partially because somebody is going to have a need. Because this QB class is awful. Yeah. It's awful. You're really going to build your future around Shedeur Sanders? Really?
Cam Ward.
Or I
like Cam Ward more than I like Shedeur Sanders, personally speaking. I got to see Cam Ward when he played at Washington State. The kid's got an arm, and he's impressionable. I think he'll be in the league for 10 or 12 years. Not necessarily as a starter, but as a Jacoby Brissett, even I think he would be a perfect position there.
Or maybe you get a little bit of the Ryan Fitzpatrick journeyman type mentality.
Absolutely.
Like, it's possible. There are some people that are going to get mad at me for this take, but please understand, I know that they're not exactly the same, but I think it's in the same direction. Shedeur Sanders is the NFL's Bronny James.
Yep. I can.
You can't tell me. But here's the thing. It's not that bad, but it's in the same alley because you can't tell me that a player without Deion Sanders is your dad taking you to the programs and giving you
spotlight reference. I get it from that.
If he's not the spotlight, he's not even getting drafted. He's going to be hoping to finish his MBA and doing something on the business side, maybe being a broadcaster. He does not have the talent to last in the NFL. And I saw something today
didn't he go from Jacksonville State to Colorado with his dad?
What is that?
Jackson State.
Yeah, okay. Jackson State. Yeah.
I will say this: if he gets the opportunity, he'll be better than Trey Lance.
Anybody better? I'm better than Trey Lance.
But that's the thing is, I don't think Trey Lance deserves a shot either. The quarterbacks are now a premium, and the standard shot way up because of what we've seen in the last 25 years, and the talent pool hasn't caught up. So you've got a few guys that are elite. You've got a handful of guys that are in and out of very good, and then you have middling and trash. There is the position with the least amount of parity across the NFL is quarterback.
Because let's see, next year, so if we go next year, if he plays 2 more years, he plays next year and the year after, Arch Manning would probably be the best thing coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He will be.
Isn't
you think about Peyton Manning with some wheels, bro.
Yep. Well, and
that's crazy.
Because of the game knowledge and the vision, I can't disagree with you because there's really nobody else that's super stellar right now in college hopefully next season we see some differences. We see some guys come into their own, but
Yeah.
it's a,
John Mateer from Oklahoma.
The hard part is some of these guys come into their own and find themselves because they get comfortable in a program and a system, and the system starts to shift to them, and they shift their abilities to the system that they're in.
Yeah.
And so you end up getting a balance there. When you have guys that are deciding to jump in the transfer portal every year, you're not getting that comfort anymore.
And that's another reason why
they gonna have to put a limit on that. To me personally, because like they I don't mind these kids being able to transfer and getting their NIL money. I'm here for it.
Yep.
But for these kids to keep jumping ship, life don't work like that.
Nope.
It's
like you can't just keep running because something ain't right.
And I would hope there is, at least for some of these kids that are doing this a lot, if they're a borderline player, I hope that NFL teams are taking notice that these are going to be the guys that are going to jump ship real quick, that are going to want to jump ship real quick if the program is going through some tribulation. And, you know, there's not every program is going to be like Kansas City. Not every program is going to be like Buffalo or Baltimore
Detroit.
Or the Lions, you know, or the Vikings, where you have a lot of elite talent. You're going to be competitive consistently.
Right.
A lot of those teams have to grind. These guys are leaving the grind during the grinding period, so they're going to have no experience in how to handle it. You have to learn how to lose before you get to the NFL.
And look at the trend we've seen for the past couple of years. A lot of teams, 99% of the NFL teams, don't want to develop quarterback.
Nope.
99% of them don't want them to sit behind the vet for a year to learn this, that, and the third.
I think the last one was Jordan Love in Green Bay.
Yep,
the last one.
Was.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I get what you guys are saying. But it does take somewhat of a learning acronym for these guys. Sam Darnold has no excuse to be bad. That's just my opinion because he's been in the league. He knows what to expect. He knows what to look for.
Yeah, but that's the worst game.
Some of these other guys, like
somebody's
Jameis,
third string,
like Jameis and company. These guys know what trash.
They know how to win. They know how to win a couple games. It's just like with Blake Bortles and Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert and Blake Bortles were fucking terrible.
About the same. Blake about the same skill wise too.
Blaine Gabbert was absolute trash.
Trash,
like,
man.
I was
Straight
behind
trash.
Blake Brodel. I was behind Blake Brodels when he took Jacksonville to the playoffs. And let's be real, should have beat New England. It should have been a Minnesota Jacksonville Super Bowl, not a New England and Philadelphia Super Bowl. But that being said, I think Bortles had more of an upside than Gabbert did because Gabbert had, oh, look at me, I can throw a spiral. And then he gets to the NFL and he can throw a spiral 15 yards inaccurately. At least with Bortles, it was, hey, I don't do anything consistently well, but I'll consistently get better. Because you saw the improvement the year that Jacksonville went to the AFC Championship game. Now, the problem was they didn't continue the development and build off of what they had. They were just like, oh, hey, it works. Run that exact same thing. And it's like, well, you can't. Because now
that's not how it works.
They're going to figure it out.
Hey.
And that's, I mean, and baloney man Doug Marrone, for all the credit that he gets for helping Jacksonville, he's also the team that kind of made it fall apart because none of his schemes ever changed. And when Fournette threatened to walk out and he got traded and Jalen Ramsey sat and then got traded and then you get rid of your two key defensive linemen, you're losing pieces left and right because suddenly those players can show that they're good. Now Doug Marrone has no excuse, which is why Bortles fell apart because he had nobody to cover his shortcomings.
Now, there was some news. There was some news that happened today, and I got a problem with this one. Gerard Mayo fired by the New England Patriots. I take problems and issues with this because as we've seen in the past with black head coaches, they're not given the same opportunity to make a difference on their teams as their white counterparts.
Is anybody surprised that Robert
I ain't
Kraft,
shocked by it. It's Boston. I'm not shocked by it. It's Boston.
I mean, that you've got to really prepare black outfielders in Boston when they go to Fenway. Hey, you're going to hear the N-word more times than you've heard it walking through the hood of Harlem. Just deal with it because you can't do shit about it.
Yeah,
They're
you
not
really
going to
not.
do shit about it.
It's just a shame. It's just it really is a shame. And I'm not saying that New England should have hired him in the first place.
Y'all
Not
knew where to
saying.
put me to be born at.
But you got the man.
It shows what it does.
But you got.
It
But you
shows-
got the man. You got the man in there.
Yeah, but it shows you the disloyalty of the business.
Yep.
Because, like I said in the group chat, you fired one of your best. Again, we go from a player standpoint. You fired one of your best linebackers
Ever.
that played for your team. What they should have did, they should have had Gerard be the defensive coordinator, and it still would have been fucked up and made Mike Vrabel the head coach. But it still would have been fucked because, again, you're asking me, either coach, to put lipstick on a fucking pig and saying it's a beauty pageant. No.
But it's until you actually build that team, because right now they're just throwing spaghetti against the wall and hoping a bunch of shit sticks.
You know what? They still gonna end up 4 and what 13.
They've forgotten how to have a championship mentality.
Yep.
And we now have more proof because Bill Belichick put lipstick on a pig and took it to the Super Bowl.
Sure, I did.
Multiple times. We can't tell me that all of those Patriots teams were top tier teams and great offenses.
No, it was well coached, and they had
had
Tom Brady, blue collar players.
Yep, and you can't even build that now.
Nope.
So we, as much as we talked about how Brady won the divorce because he got the Super Bowl in Tampa after he left New England. It's now clear Belichick did have some of the impact on the success of that team.
I mean, he was also the GM too. So
Yep.
So and
he's fucking
that brings back an interesting piece on Bill O'Brien, because Bill O'Brien was actually doing quite well as a head coach and GM before he nuked that team. Because of the fact that he does have experience with the Patriots organization, is that more cause for Robert Kraft to say, hey, let's go to dinner. Let's talk.
Don't be surprised. It could happen. It might happen.
It could happen.
It's not out of line. I don't think it is.
No, it's not. It's not. A couple of things I didn't want to touch on. We saw Ezekiel Elliott get cut last week by the Cowboys.
God.
He got cut.
Now he has
Cowboys
been now he has been signed.
By who?
He's been signed to the Chargers practice squad.
Fucking.
That man can't get you 3 yards. That man cannot get you 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore.
Unless he's at a Shoney's buffet. At a Shoney's buffet, he ain't getting no 3 yards to carry.
He ain't getting nothing.
So
carrying the spoon to his face.
Right? Hold on, I gotta take a seat. Like fucking.
That's probably what he's telling the girl in the bedroom.
He is that gross, grotesque guy at an all-you-can-eat buffet who should have stopped 17 plates sooner, and he's breathing so heavily after chowing down on his 19th piece of spare ribs. Like,
and you're forgetting that he's doing it while in the mesh half shirt.
Yes.
Yelling at people who give him a dirty look for wearing a mesh half shirt.
Here's my issue with the whole thing, right? So Elliott leaves Dallas because he wants to get paid. He doesn't get paid, so he goes to New England because he thinks New England has a shot, because he got signed by New England the year after they went to the playoffs with Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets cut. And he's like, okay, I want to go to a team that has playoff aspirations. Nobody signs him, so he goes back to Dallas. And he doesn't even... First off, he doesn't play the whole season because he's suspended for conduct detrimental to the team.
Yep.
Which means you're talking shit about the team, and the team found out.
Yep.
So obviously you didn't want to be there. You knew the team wasn't going to go to the playoffs after Dak went down, and after your team started 2-4, 2-5, 2-6. And then, oh, hey, I want to play for a playoff team. You guys should cut me. And they fucking cut him? Like, that, he is if I look at the definition of unloyal, I have that Ewok looking face staring right at me. Like,
I hold on. Here's Who's more unloyal at this point? Tyreek Hill or Zeke Elliott? Because
Tyreek Hill.
the Dolphins gave up a lot.
Tyreek.
They have done a lot for Tyreek Hill, and I say that as a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
But that dude just walked out on that organization and screwed him, and he does not deserve to get traded. They should make him stick it out.
Yep.
I done lost
agree.
all respect for that young boy.
Yep. I'm out.
I can't do it. He could have been a lot quieter about it, and taking himself out of the game in the fourth quarter. I mean, if we're going to criticize Devondre Campbell for it, guess what, Tyreek? Smoke's coming for you too, bro.
He getting the same smoke.
I can't.
Energy.
I just hope and pray. I hope and pray and hope that y'all don't bring him back. That the Chiefs do not allow.
Oh, they won't.
Dude, I'm going to be pissed if they do. Yeah. I mean, money-wise, we can't afford it. First of all, you can't. Not with that contract. But
Tyreek without those mouths to feed, he ain't taking nothing less than a $10 million deal.
Yeah,
because he got to feed all them babies.
That was the reason he left when they asked him to restructure. I already signed the contract. You asked me to take food out of my kids' mouths.
Well,
now I got 15 more kids to feed.
Look at the other thing that they have now. Kansas City has no reason to move off of D-Hop. Kansas City's not. I mean, what are you going to hope that he can take the place of Rashee Rice for the year that he's going to get suspended because of what happened in the offseason?
If he's suspended for the whole year,
I mean, maybe. But is he going to take a 1-year deal knowing that he is not going to be the center of attention because you now have a dynamic running attack? You also have DeAndre Hopkins. You have some other solid pieces at receiver. He's not going to be the Tyreek Hill that he was before. He's not going to get the same amount of targets.
No. I'm going to say this too. You had this man talk. He was talking trash about Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
He did when he said that Tua was a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Really?
Yep.
Is it because Tua keeps his head in the game?
He was taking all that stuff and look at him now. I need to do.
I think you're the only one that heard that, Andrew.
Yeah.
I knew. I need to do what's best for my family. Shut up.
Tua is a better quarterback. He throws the ball accurately. Yeah, Tua also. Yeah, as Tua's picking himself up around concussed for the 19th time.
It's got to be Tua's ability to keep his head in the game as to why Tyreek was enamored.
And speaking of bad moves,
you telling Tua to keep his head in the game? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's been to keep your head in the game. I don't understand this one. Giants head coach and GM to return for fourth season after going 3-14 this year. Why?
Brian Dable is a good coach.
Watch your words, Seven. Watch your words.
Brian Dable is a good coach, but here's the he is because Brian Dable did a lot for Josh Allen's career. Josh Allen's career would not be as good as it is now without what he learned from Brian Dable.
Exactly.
So we cannot discount the value of Brian Dable as head coach. However, I think the Giants also now understand that they actually haven't given him much to work with, and he was putting lipstick on a pig when he made Daniel Jones earn that $180 million deal that he earned.
The Giants are the Jets.
Go ahead.
The Giants have officially become the Jets now, and the Jets are still the Jets. That's the crazy.
Yep.
And they won this weekend.
Only because nothing mattered.
Yep.
Nothing was on the line.
Yep.
They could go out there and play football.
This ain't Green Bay. This is New York. Aaron has to play with nothing on the line, and he could have played.
Speaking of that game,
he could play.
How the hell did the Bears win that game?
You can't cover the tight end Cole Kmet in the middle of the field. They would have figured. I think the Packers' game plan was the Bears were going to pull the Bears and not call their final timeout and look around the field like, oh my God, we got to spike the ball. Oh shit, time's out. But no, that interim coach that they had for 4 games realized that timeouts can be used and are asked to be used inside 5 seconds. He called the timeout and got the field goal unit on the team. And it surprised the kicker so much that he almost even missed that kick. Another 5 yards, and that kick would have been short and too far to the left.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It was unusual football being played yesterday.
I just don't understand why you're bringing back gay ball. I just don't get it.
Bringing back who?
Dable, the head coach for the
head coach, Brian Dable, the head coach.
That ain't how you say
have to get.
Dead ball.
Day ball.
I heard gay ball.
Day
Gay
ball.
ball.
Day ball.
But
Day
here's-
ball. I don't
Day ball,
understand how
Coach.
you bring him
Gay
back.
ball.
I really don't get
I thought
it.
I was tripping. Kate,
The-
you heard it too?
I have a thought.
Yeah.
We established that Josh Allen has to credit Daboll with some of his career, right?
Yes.
What if they are keeping him because they believe that he is the best available option that actually helped them get a quarterback developed, because they have to develop a quarterback now. You don't have a choice.
They got to get one
And
first.
what are you going to do? What are you going to bring in Mike McCarthy to develop a quarterback?
Develop
You
a
gotta
ham and
but
cheese
you have to
sandwich,
get one
maybe.
first.
Hey, let's go bring in Cliff Dingleberry and have him develop a quarterback, because he has a great track record with developing quarterbacks.
He does.
Did you
And-
say
and
Cliff
his-
Kingsbury?
Day ball.
No, I said Cliff Dingleberry. He needs to actually
Okay.
do something before he gets his name
Okay.
back.
He just can't. He's a great developer of talent. My issue with him, he can't adjust in a game for shit.
Nope.
No, he should not be involved in play calling. At all.
No,
No.
not at all. He can't
No.
make any adjustments at all.
But for the development piece, that's got to be why you're keeping him. He's a development piece until a better option at head coach comes along.
Yep.
Because right now there really isn't. The head coaching carousel, it's kind of like the quarterback carousel. There are not enough options, or there are not enough options for the seats open.
Right. All right. All right. Let's head on over and talk a little bit, just a smidgen. Just a
Hold on.
smidgen.
Hold on.
Okay.
I want to talk about something real quick. Okay. Keyshawn Johnson was on Speak today, and he said something that pissed. He said something today that pissed me off, and I'm already sick of this narrative that's been going around for the last fucking week. Okay, so Keyshawn, I made some notes here because I'm a professional journalist. He said we don't want. He said he said we, meaning Kansas City, doesn't want to see the only team that's ever beat us in the playoffs in the NFC in Cincy, so we aren't doing them any favors. So first of all, we don't have to do anybody any favors. Okay, let's talk about that first. Second of all, I would much rather, if I'm Kansas City, see Cincinnati than Denver, because Denver's the one team that could actually beat the Bills in the first round. So let's talk about that part first and why that makes your entire claim dumb.
Cincinnati's
Number
defense
two,
doesn't exist.
and number two, that offensive line in Cincy, let's pretend for 10 seconds that Cincy squeaks out a win against the Bills.
3,
You mean to tell me Kansas City's going to be scared of an offensive line that includes a human fucking turnstile in Orlando Brown Jr.? Are you kidding me?
I'm
I'm
finna steal those thunder. Don't do that to Orlando Brown.
No, there is nothing about that Cincy team that scares Kansas City. Cincy 2 years ago? Yes. Cincy 2 years ago scared Kansas City. Cincy now does not scare Kansas City. This narrative that Kansas City didn't want to face Cincy is absolutely bonkers. There was no need to play the starters yesterday. And if Cincy fans want to cry about the fact that because Kansas City sat their starters, they didn't have a chance to get into the playoffs, maybe they should start with remembering that September football is like April baseball. It still counts.
Yep.
You still have to win the goddamn games.
Don't matter.
So don't cry to me.
Blame it on New England because New England beat you week
Because
1.
you missed your chance and you didn't get it because down to the last game.
Yep.
Kansas
You
City's
lost.
had a playoff spot guaranteed since week 11.
Yep.
But we played football in September.
They want good TV. That's what it is.
Yep.
Like a lot of times, again, they spin it to where it's okay. We saw Cincinnati play Kansas City early in the season. Kansas City got that bullshit ass pass interference call, which they did. That call was bullshit.
Suck it, Kyle. Suck
That
it.
was bullshit.
Suck it.
They should have lost that game. That's one they should have lost. But
Tell you what, Kyle, hold on. I got a simple
give you that
solution for
one.
this.
We'll give you that
No. Here's what we're gonna do. Kyle, I'm gonna come over to your house. You and I are gonna lay in your bed and we're gonna cuddle, and I'm gonna wrap around you the same way he was, and you tell me if it's uncomfortable for you. Is there gonna be a flag thrown then, Kyle?
Man.
Are you throwing a flag when I do that to you in bed, Kyle?
I will gladly bring
Thank you. Thank you.
I will stand in the corner of the bedroom and watch it happen.
Oh Lord,
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
weird.
I'm very-
That is too far.
I'm very
I-
uncomfortable now.
Too
Eye
far.
contact and everything, Seven. And
Bro might-
if Kyle feels uncomfortable, that flag's coming out.
Hey.
Where is HR?
Well, we have a report for HR. Oh no, Seven's the HR man.
No. I keep a stack of complaint forms on Ando just ready, pre-printed. So I'll just fill it in. I'll send you a copy, and we'll, Ando, I'm gonna have to take away your corn dog in your pay for this week because that's
Okay,
you can't,
that's fine.
you can't be doing that.
But you can't blame me for the
Cool
Sparky
is-
stuff no more.
y'all
Since he's
scared
not
me.
employed.
They want to spin it for what if? Oh, if Cincinnati would have made it, Cincinnati would have made some noise. Okay, yeah, maybe, but they didn't win the games they were supposed to win.
What if Cincinnati played football in September?
They would have been. They probably would have been the 1 seed.
If
they were putting
Cincinnati
up
did a
numbers
better
in
job.
October, if they were putting up numbers in November and December, if they were putting those numbers up in September, we'd be talking about Cincinnati being the 1 seed. But we're not.
If Cincinnati does a better job of protecting the third Culkin brother, we would have the Bengals in the postseason.
Let me ask you this. Switching over to basketball for a minute. Who should trade? Who should trade for Jimmy Butler?
The Harlem Globetrotters.
Send him to the Rock.
No, he'll fuck your locker room up.
Trade for Bronny James.
Depends on who we get rid of.
I think one of the things that I don't know.
I guarantee you, Matt Ishbia makes the call for Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that it happens, and I say this as a Suns fan because I'm watching how Ishbia is starting to develop what he's going to do with this team, and he does not care about the cost. The man owns the biggest mortgage company in the United States. He does not care about the cost. Like, if you're going to give him a situation that's similar but different to baseball, and that you can just spend what you want to spend, he wants a winning program. He's going to look. I'm not saying it happens, especially because the Suns are now in a position where they're looking at moving a couple of guys to the bench that would be starters on a lot of teams.
Valanciunas and Bradley Beal. So.
Yep. So Nurkic and Beal.
Would y'all love to see?
They set them out because they finna trade them.
Well, actually, Beal played tonight. He had 25 points today.
Did he really?
Yep.
To see him in Golden State.
They would get rid of Kuminga.
Yep. I think he would probably be in the trade.
Yeah,
I would think.
They would give.
I think he'd be happy too because he still can't find his rhythm.
Hold on, I gotta pause this real quick. So I just checked on my Twitter X feed. You guys did remember that Netflix is hosting WWE Raw for the first time, right?
Yes, I have not forgotten.
Sorry, I have sex with girls, so I don't watch wrestling.
Fuck you.
Second off. Well, you want me to ruin some of it for you? You gonna watch it back?
Disrespect, Seven.
You gonna watch it back? I'll ruin some of it for you.
No, I'm just gonna say my X feed is blowing up because Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan returns to Raw.
Like, oh my God!
Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Dude,
fuck Hulk Hogan and his racist ass. Fuck him.
Hold on. I remember when
I was him and that goddamn leg drop. That's the worst finishing move ever.
I was the biggest Hulkamaniac growing up, but dude, you're like fucking 80. You're gonna you and Ric Flair have no goddamn business being in the wrestling spotlight. Sit your geriatric ass down. Nobody wants to hear, well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm going to talk incoherently for 5 minutes and talk about how I'm in the Staples Centers, not the Intuit Dome, because I have lethargic laryngitis and arthritis and all the other itises in the world, brother. Well, what you going to do? Like, fuck?
I turned that shit on. I turned it on to kill 2 hours. For one.
I did. Like, I watched the Rhea Ripley match. Like,
Roman Reigns won.
Holy fuck, Rhea Ripley! You can do whatever you want to me. Like, Will,
I do want to go see it because I saw something that Taker makes an appearance, and I do want to go watch
it's
that.
directly after the Rhea
okay.
Ripley
I might go
match.
back and watch it. Then.
Is Will, are you falling asleep?
Yeah, I'm tired, bro. But I'm here.
Motherfucker, no, we talking about Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, bro. You need to keep your ass up.
No. What we need to be talking about.
Yep.
We need to be talking about Io Sky.
Yep.
We need to be talking about her.
Tiffany
We need
Stratton,
to bring
that
Asuka.
flying bubble ass.
We need to
That
bring
flying
Asuka
bubble
back.
ass, somersaulting through the air.
You need to bring Asuka back with her fine ass.
Yep.
And that's what they need to do.
They need to call damage
Yeah, all right,
control
man.
the Will's
Bring
Asian
Nikita back.
Express. That's what they
That
need
they
to call
need to
that.
do. That's what they need to do.
You need to beat him.
You feeling
Well,
damage control like that,
Yep,
though?
I do. Dude, I'm a big Bailey fan, bro. Like Bailey and Sasha Banks are
Oh,
my
boy.
two go-tos.
Hey, they
And
were though.
Sasha
You
got a
talk
big
about putting on
forehead.
a
I ain't
show.
into that.
Fucking Bailey, have you
Man,
seen the
she
boobs
can
on
get
I
some
love
Bailey?
bangs
Bailey.
and cover
I
that
love
forehead
Bailey.
up.
I love
Bailey,
Bailey,
bro.
but Sasha got a big forehead.
Boobie
Hey,
bouncing
but nah,
Bailey.
man.
That's where it's at.
Listen,
bro.
Sasha got
Boobie
a
bouncing
huge forehead. That
Bailey.
forehead is too big.
Listen. Leave Sasha's forehead is fine. I'm just gonna put
That
my
thing
phone there. We can
huge.
lay in bed and cuddle.
That
I'll put
thing
the
is
phone right there. I
huge.
can still see her face and look into her
That
beautiful
thing
eyes.
is
I got the
huge.
phone up there with
She
the
can
video
still
game.
give head with a big forehead.
Yep.
I'm not saying you
I'm
can't,
just
but
saying.
man, imagine man, she look like one of them damn unicorns
Mercedes-
and shit
with
with a fake
Mercedes
weave.
Monet,
That's
Long
what
as
she
she
look
don't
like.
when she
headbutt
giving
my
you
belly button, I think it'll be all right.
Bro, John,
That's-
just look at it this way. You're getting a blowjob and you're getting a tummy massage at the same time with Mercedes Monet.
See? Call that a win-win situation.
Absolutely, bro.
Listen. I just and plus AEW ain't doing her no favors, no way.
No,
You
they're
know,
not.
hey,
No,
you know,
because the
you know what we
matches
have
her
to
and
be careful.
Charlotte used to have, them shits used to be epic.
Yep.
Straight
Could
up.
you imagine how big the forehead of the kid would be if Joe Buck and Sasha Banks had a baby?
Damn.
Joe Buck.
They'd be broadcasting WrestleManias from
Damn.
Arkansas.
And that
That's
baby
like
is talk like
that's like
Troy
the
Aikman.
leader from Marvel Comics.
That forehead's
Straight
so
up.
big
That's
it's a
the leader
built-in
from Marvel
projection.
Comics. That big old green head of his. That's like the leader from Marvel Comics.
The leader.
Yeah, the leader. You ain't never seen the leader?
The leader. Yeah, he said it, man. The
That's
leader.
what he is, yo. That big
Welcome
old
to the
head, man.
Hey,
It
man,
goes
y'all ever
straight
seen
up.
Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way.
It goes straight
When
up.
Sinbad had the jaw on.
Yeah, he had a fucking braid on.
You know what? We just
Yo.
need an
Hey,
animated.
listen. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, man.
We need.
I gotta go back and
animated-
watch that again. I haven't watched that in a minute.
We
I
need
watched it
an
with my
animated-
grandma like the day after Christmas.
Listen, I would love this, but Ando, I'm with you with Rhea. I'm with you
Yeah.
with Rhea.
Dude, like watching her wrestle today, because I'm used to her wearing like that corset that covers her midsection. And I will be the first to say I'm not necessarily attracted to chicks with tattoos. But the way that she came out tonight, it was like,
Hey.
yes, please. I'll be your dirty boy. I will do whatever you. Yeah, no shame, sir.
Drew
No
was a
shame.
little bit,
Ando?
Ando.
No shame.
Ando,
sir.
you're like a Jets fan, man. You can't really be picky right now.
No,
Damn.
nope. Bearded
That's
seat
the
right
whole
here,
world,
Rhea.
man.
Hey,
Right here. And it
Real
contains
quick,
the juices real well for you, ma'am.
I do want to bring up something else from the NBA real quick. It looks like the Bulls are getting ready to retire Derrick Rose jersey next
They
season.
did.
They
did.
announced it already.
Hey, we gotta add a new name to the FU list. Tom Thibodeau. Fuck you, Tom Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were the one that got that man hurt.
Yep.
So fuck you.
Yeah.
They were winning that
Yeah,
game. What?
man,
And what? 10, 15 points? That he got hurt?
Yep.
It should have been
the
a
last
win.
3 minutes. Inside the last 3 minutes of that game, too.
Yeah, he should have been
Are
in
we
that
adding
game.
him to the fuck you list?
Mm-hmm.
You want to add him to the
Tom
fuck you
Thibodeau?
list? Tom Thibodeau. Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Fuck you, Tom Thibodeau.
Fuck you, Tom Thibodeau.
If
Fuck
your name
you.
ain't Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen, fuck you for the Chicago Bulls.
Fuck
And
you.
Dennis Rodman.
Fuck you and the Knicks. How about that?
Yep.
And the Knicks.
Yep.
I don't care if Stephen A. come after me. Fuck the Knicks.
Yo, if Stephen A. coming after you, that means Joy Taylor should be close around. So let's say no. Stephen A. chasing you.
Oh man. But is it just me? And you touched on it for a second. The Pistons they trying to do a little something in the league this year.
18 and 18, bro. Winners
The Pistons.
of their last four. Yeah, winners of their
okay.
last
It's with the Pistons need to actually develop some consistency because you're
They do.
almost halfway through the season. and you're just now 500 after winning 4 straight games. So if you're going to do something, you need to try and go like win a couple, lose one, win a couple, like get to the where you're consistently winning.
Well, so 7, I'm gonna hit you real quick.
They could make some noise.
I'm gonna hit you real quick. They've won 7 of their last 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of their last 10. They've won. Yeah,
that's not bad.
Their losses, they lost to the Celtics, and then they lost to the Jazz.
Didn't they beat the Lakers twice?
Yeah,
they beat the Lakers 117, 114.
Never lost. We beat the Lakers yesterday too. So,
and what's all this stuff with? Okay, so what I'm trying to figure out is this: why are people coming to me and people are coming and still telling me that Cleveland the best team in the league? I don't see it.
Cleveland's 10-0 in their last 10 games.
I don't see it. I just don't see them being the best.
The Pistons have won 8 of their last 10. They're the closest team in the NBA. Well, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't look at the Western Conference. But those are the top 2 teams. Yeah. OKC's won 15 in a row.
Because the thing that kills me is the fact Cleveland still don't play no defense. Who you stopping?
They don't need to stop anybody if they're putting up good.
Nobody plays.
They're averaging the second most points in the league. Who do you need to stop if you're averaging 122?
And nobody plays defense.
She's going to catch up to you eventually.
No.
Nobody plays defense in the first half of the season anyway.
That's true.
Like I'm
now the second half. Now the second half of the season after the All-Star break, it might hurt you.
Yeah.
We get past the All-Star break. You start playing D. I'm done. But
are they switching up the way the All-Star game is this year?
Yeah, they are. They're doing like 3 teams now. It's 2 teams, and then the third team is like a rookie and sophomores team, and then the rookie and sophomores team will take on one of the teams. The winner will take on the other. I don't like it. They need to go back.
I blame LeBron James for all this.
Yep. East versus West. 10 best players, 2 at each position.
I blame LeBron for all this. All he had to do.
Put an incentive in it that makes it competitive.
That's all LeBron had to do was participate in one dunk contest. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They need to do what the NFL is doing and make it a skills contest. Like they need a day where it's nothing but skills. So you have your dunk contest, 3-point contest. They need to have your skills competition. Then do like I hate to say it.
Hold on. What do you? Here's the question, because you have the dunk and you have the 3-point contest. Mm-hmm. What other kind of a skills competition are you going to have at an All-Star week that's actually going to be interesting to players? Because
what they do
when it comes to skills in the NBA, like
your shuttle test where you have to bounce the ball through the hole.
Yep.
Nobody watches this.
That's funny.
Yes, nobody watches it. Unless you're a hardcore basketball fan, nobody watches it.
Look,
they should have like a game, like 5 players play horse, like something that's competitive.
I wouldn't.
Wait. Hold on. I know we're gonna do. We're gonna put LeBron.
One-on-ones.
Here's what we do: LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and we'll say
Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama. We're gonna set him up, and they're gonna play Foursquare.
Ooh.
That's gonna be one of our All-Star game competition. We're gonna get Brian, or maybe we even go crazier. We to make it interesting, we do a Foursquare competition, and the players can team up. We teams of 2, and we get some Foursquare going. And maybe horse, maybe that's how we get LeBron.
Horse would be good, or some one-on-one competitions, like
play
them, till 10, win by 2.
No, let's just give me a 21.
Who wouldn't want to see, like, for instance, KD versus Braun one-on-one? Can they handle that embarrassment? But I guarantee the world to be watching something like that.
Braun ain't gonna do it.
Or put the whitest white boy up against LeBron.
Braun ain't gonna do it. Anything that can make Braun look bad.
Any 5 all-star caliber players that's
anything that make Braun look bad, he ain't gonna do it.
His hairline is already bad. So
it's Bronny at the All-Star game then.
That hairline is bad. Braun, you need to come home, bro. Just come home.
But hey, Bryce committed to Arizona.
He sure did.
So
That
we
young
got
kid is
what,
gonna be a baller.
2 years?
Yep.
2
I give
years?
about 2 years. Brian gonna come back out of retirement.
I
No,
want to play.
I'm
I
gonna
want
say
to play with this son. I want to play with this son.
Bron's going to retire after this year. He's going to turn around and get the money going and get the league to expand and do the Vegas expansion team. And then he's going to draft Bryce.
Whoa. We ain't doing the Vegas expansion without the Seattle expansion.
Seattle need to be first.
Seattle got to be first.
They got to be first. They got screwed.
Boycott the NBA if you put Vegas in before Seattle.
Seattle got to be first.
It's going to happen. I guarantee you it's going to happen because Vegas will pay the money for it.
He made that bitch the Jordan Key Arena.
Yep. Yeah, he did.
It
wasn't the Key Arena. It was the MJ Arena is what it was.
Yep.
As much as I want to see Seattle get the Supersonics back.
He was slocking them down. Get out of here.
As much as I want to see Kansas City get a team again, because I know that Kansas City would be a great market for basketball, there is still no chance that either one of those markets see a team before they put a team in Vegas, because Vegas is the sports betting capital of the world.
It is.
Vegas is also one of the biggest tourist attractions in the world. You don't put an NFL team in Vegas because you think they're going to have a strong home fan base. You put an NFL team in Vegas because you know that every home game you're going to see a huge boost in tourist dollars. That will bring more money into the city.
Yeah,
and that is why Vegas will shell out money out the ass.
I got one more question. I got one more question about the NBA, then we'll move on to the MLB and get on out of here. The Warriors for Jonathan Kuminga is out for 3 weeks. Have we been sleeping on Jonathan Kuminga, or is he just not that great of a player?
Team now, man. Shit.
He
was inconsistent, man. He don't know how to play with them, I don't think. Because I think he could be like a 20-point per game guy, maybe 20 and 8, type of guy. But looking at his stats, because he's on my fence, he doesn't know how to play. Like if Curry's out, he can play very well. But it's just like if the rest of the team is there and everybody's still trying to gel, he's just trying to fit in. Is he a small forward, power forward?
Right.
Like he wants to play like a shooting guard. Like he got to find himself.
So when he doesn't see the ball as much, he doesn't know how to be on the court.
Yep.
You got to fix that. You either got to get rid of him or you got to fix it.
I blame Steve
otherwise
Kerr.
It's a fucking liability.
I blame Steve Kerr.
He does not know how to coach.
Steve Kerr needs to get slapped by MJ again.
If you can't figure out a way to play Jason Tatum, if you can't figure out a way to get Jason Tatum in games, you definitely ain't gonna do it with Kuminga on a consistent basis. That's called a vendetta.
Yep.
It's a vendetta, and there were so many better coaches for that team. He should not have been coaching the Olympic team.
I would have said Mark View from Gonzaga is a better coach than Steve Kerr.
I still like the WNBA coach, Becky
Hammond. That was my first voice. Yeah, Becky Hammond. That was my first voice. I also would have gone Don Staley.
It should not have been an NBA coach.
Did y'all notice the regression of Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
I heard them yelling all last season. He's the face of the NBA. I don't see it.
I don't see that
either. He's never been the face of the NBA.
Yeah, 53 the other night.
I mean, looking at the way he played last year, he was on his way. But they not putting his face out there like that. But SGA could be that new guy. Straight up. He's playing the same exact way he played last year.
I think after LeBron and Steph
his
Curry
fantasy points be out of control.
I think after Steph Curry and LeBron retire, there will not be a single one-headed monster of the NBA. It's going to be a association by committee. There won't be any one player for the NBA.
When they're done,
it could be Victor.
No, but the NBA needs to not have a by committee, and I'm going to tell you why. The by committee is what started to bring down the Major League Baseball's viewership, because during the steroid era, there were a few guys that you watched just intently.
McGuire, Sosa,
Giambi, Bonds, Mike Piazza in the early part, Rafael Primero.
I know those people.
So you had guys. You know, in the 2000s, you still had the last part of Randy Johnson's career. Like, you had guys. You do not want to do by committee because right now in baseball, outside of Shohei, it's by committee.
Right.
And baseball has to be careful about how much they show Shohei right now because everybody figured out real quick that his interpreter took the fall. So now, and MLB's been struggling in viewership for a while anyway. If you don't have a few guys that are just the face, a tight, 2 or 3 guys that are the face, it disconnects the fans.
If LeBron, Steph, and KD hung it up at the end of the season, they say, "Yo, we're done." Y'all think the viewership is bad now?
Yep,
it's going to be way worse. I don't think.
100%.
I don't believe with the way the game is played today that any of them can really be the face of the NBA. I don't think Luka can carry the league. I don't think Jason Tatum can carry the league. I don't think John Morant can carry the league. I don't think Anthony Edwards can carry the league. Not for 10 or 15 years.
Joker can't.
Joker definitely can't. Joker's trying to get back home.
And Joker don't even care to carry no face. Like
he don't.
Just out there playing basketball,
and that's the thing. And that's the NBA's problem. And I think that's one of the reasons why viewership is declining is because outside of the people that you mentioned, these guys aren't lifers.
Yeah.
KD, Steph, Bron, lifers. You can't look at most of these other guys and think that, like Luka, maybe, but there's just not really a connection. What are we gonna do? The guy that got suspended last year because he had the gun, John Morant.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we gonna make John Morant the face of the NBA?
Hell no.
Let's get Zion Williamson out of his street clothes and make him the face of the NBA.
No.
Dude's got to get out of the top.
There's no.
He will be him and a piece of chicken.
He can be on the he can be on the front of Baby's Daddy's magazine, but that's about it.
And that's the NBA. This is the NBA's problem.
All them damn kids, all them damn women.
This is the NBA's problem.
I'm gonna get into another debate right now. Some people might see me as being scandalous, and Zoe, I know you don't like this man, but I was on a podcast last week, and we actually looked at how many point guards were better than Chris Paul. Where do you guys think Chris Paul ranks in terms of greatness? Because I got a lot of players ahead of Chris Paul.
As in a lot of guards?
Yeah. I got a lot of people ahead of Chris
All
Paul.
time or right now?
He all time. He in the top.
I would say
20.
top
20.
He
Top 20.
I would say top anywhere between top 10 and top 20.
He could be about 10. 10 or
I don't
11.
think he's top 5. I know we had this conversation 2 weeks ago because my top 5, you can't have a top 5 without Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, John Stockton. Those are the top 3. You can't make any conversation.
Y'all don't consider Magic Johnson a point guard?
I do. I got Magic Johnson number 1. I got Magic number 1.
I mean, he could play. He's that first guy that can do everything. So
right.
I mean, it just depends on how you look at it. That's why I'm asking.
But I got Magic number 1.
I would say Stockton's my 1. I would probably say Nash at 2, Johnson at 3, Kidd at 4.
My thing is this, and you brought him up. You brought up John Stockton.
Yep.
We give LeBron all this hype because he has that longevity in his back pocket. John Stockton has the same thing, and it's even better longevity than LeBron's.
Will, we talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
He only missed like 17.
Yeah.
He only missed like 17 games between 89 and 2000. He missed 17 games. That was it.
But I got a lot of people.
And that's without load management.
He played in a physical era.
A physical era.
And I got a lot of people ahead of him. I got Oscar Robertson ahead of him.
Mm-hmm. You got Russ ahead of him?
Yep, we got Russ ahead of him.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook ahead of John Stockton?
No. Chris Paul.
Oh,
Chris Paul.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
okay.
got Chris Paul ahead of John Stockton?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. Ain't nobody got Chris Paul ahead of John Stockton.
We ain't talking about John Stockton. We talking about ahead of CP3.
Yeah.
Okay. You got Russ ahead of CP3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I I can see it, but like for me, if I'm thinking about Chris Paul, even as a Suns fan, I can't even put Chris Paul in the top 15.
I get it. I get it.
I'm in the 15 to 25 range. I could probably put him in the top 20, but I'd second guess it, and he'd end up between 20 and 25.
I got a hard one for y'all. Y'all taking Mark Jackson ahead of CP3?
Yes, I just was about to say that. Absolutely.
Yeah. He's up there. It may not be as many slots as somebody like
that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
But I mean, you could.
Yeah.
You could.
Take
It
Mark
could go
Jackson
either way.
over Gary Payton?
Over CP3? Yeah.
No, take Mark Jackson
He
over
said Mark
Gary
Jackson over Gary Payton.
Oh, no.
I'll take Gary Payton over Mark Jackson.
Okay. Just
I'll take
I'm not
Gary Payton over Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We taking Tony Parker over CP3?
Rob, come here.
Yes.
Well, my brother just threw a name out. Mark Price.
Who did he say?
Mark Price was nice.
He was nice.
Mark Price
Mark
has
Price
skill.
was good.
The only thing he's missing is winning.
That's it. Yeah, Mark Price would be in the top 5.
Yeah.
I would probably put him at least in the top 15.
I would put Mark Price over CP3.
I would.
Yeah, for sure.
I would too.
Absolutely.
Now we push
Mark Price is probably one of those ones because I'd forgotten about him.
I'm not
He's
saying
probably what would push
Mark
CP3
Price at all,
above
but
20.
I mean,
what about
I'm
Tracy
looking
McGrady?
at totality, longevity, like his career. Wow.
You don't think Tracy was a point guard?
No.
T-Mac isn't a point guard.
He's not.
No, he wasn't a point guard. He was shooting.
No, T-Mac was he was really
Penny Hardaway.
classified as a small
Penny
forward.
Hardaway.
Penny is a
Hell yeah, I'm taking Penny Hardaway over CP3.
Now, yeah, this Penny skill. Oh yeah, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have CP3's career than Penny's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just based off of longevity.
Yeah. Because I mean, he get me wrong, CP3 he could steal the ball, especially when he was younger, and he could always pass.
Yeah.
I mean, you ask any center he ever played anybody, the ball was right where it needed to be.
Yep.
So,
He's not a bad point guard.
not at all.
He is just not, like I said, for me, it's a push to put him in the top 20. I put him in the top 25, but there's been a lot of guys that have played point guard over the years, so that's still a really good position.
Yeah.
So I can't.
He gets in the Hall of Fame. So.
Oh yeah, he'll go Hall of Fame. It's not first ballot, but he'll be Hall of Fame. Yeah.
I got another hard one.
Maybe 4th or 5th all time in assists, something like that.
I got another hard one. Y'all taking Rondo over CP3?
Yep.
Yeah.
Skill wise,
when Rondo was on point,
skill wise.
Yeah.
Skill wise, like just if I'm starting a team, I'm putting Rondo on my team.
Right.
But career, again, you gotta look at CP3's career.
Yeah.
Well, but I hold on though.
But if I'm starting a team, I'm taking Rondo. Because to me, Rondo was like the best point guard in the league for like at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
I agree.
He was, and yeah, if you have that skill over CP3's career, you actually get Rondo a championship.
Yep. Well, Rondo has a championship that CP3.
Rondo has a championship.
Rondo was.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Two.
So then, no, I would. So then, I would even take career because
he got the bubble. He got the one with Boston, and he got the bubble ring.
The bubble ring. So then, yeah, I wouldn't even take CP3's career because CP3 has been Scott Foster's bitch for the last 15 years and hasn't won a single ring.
Man,
so I would still take Rondo's career.
Hell, dog.
All right, y'all. All right. Before we get into the baseball talking, and we'll get on out of here. We got to pay some bills. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now, with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
All right, everybody, we are back. We're bring everybody back in to go ahead and close out the show. Let's go ahead and get into some baseball news. Seven, what you got for us?
There was a big trade announced today. The Reds got the utility infielder Gavin Lux from the Dodgers for about the 37th pick in the baseball in MLB's next draft, and a outfield prospect. And then the Chiefs extended pitcher Michael Lorenzen.
Royals.
Royals. The Royals. So we spent so much time talking football. The Royals extended Michael Lorenzen. I think that's good for the Royals. I don't know about you, Ando. You might have some more thought on that one, but I think that I think he earned it.
Yep, I agree. I don't follow Kansas City baseball as much as I follow Seattle baseball, but I know Kansas City, if there was some form of any rough spot, it was pitching, and for them to get somebody that they can trust on the mound, I think it's a benefit for them. I think long-term, they're trying to find a way to keep up, if not stay in pace with the Yankees. I think everybody can agree that the pitching really hurt them in that series against the Yankees. I think it's a good move. Solid move. If they can find somebody else to fill out the rotation, I think it's good, but we'll see.
It's the Royals. I don't think a lot of people realize, because I know that Will can confirm. I'm pretty sure you remember. I said at the start of the season the Royals had a lot more potential than people were giving them credit for.
Mm-hmm.
You did.
And the unfortunate truth with the Royals is they just haven't gotten everything quite right yet. The last time the Royals had this problem, they won the World Series the next season. Now, the hard thing you have to look at for a team like the Royals is, yes, pitching was weak. They have not made any solid moves at pitching yet, and there have been a couple of big pieces that were on the board that, by all accounts, they were not in the running for. So you have to figure that out. Do you have – Kansas City always has a good farm system. So do you have enough in your farm system that you think guys are going to be ready? Or where are you going to get those pieces? Because if you don't, that's when you backslide after a solid season, and that's what you don't want as a small market team. You have to build on momentum, because otherwise you're just going to fall back to where you were.
Oh, yeah.
For the Reds, I think it's pretty inconsequential with getting Gavin Lux. It's not to diminish the talent of Gavin Lux. I think he's one of the best utilities in baseball.
Yeah.
But the Reds owner has made it clear they don't care about what they're doing, about the business that they're running. I'm a firm believer that the Reds owner is one of the worst owners in baseball.
Who's worse? Who's worse, the Met front office or the Reds front office?
The Reds don't give a shit. At least the Mets are putting money onto baseball to get people to attend for the first half of the season.
Steve Cohen's at least has his heart in the right place. And so, and he is at least trying. He's grasping at straws, but he is trying to put a decent product on the field in one of the biggest markets in the country.
Right.
Whereas the owner of the Reds has made it crystal clear multiple times that he doesn't give a fuck about the game or the fans. And like, and that's the thing. You can't.
Damn.
You can't own. Like Cincinnati's already a depressing enough city to live in. Like, they put cinnamon in their chili, and you can't even bring that back at least a little bit by giving them a decent baseball team.
Cinnamon roll.
No.
Back up. Hold on. Back up. Chili?
I'm not lying, bro. I'm not. You see people from Cincinnati talking about Skyline chili. If you walk into Skyline Chili, you will get a bowl of chili with cheese on it that has cinnamon in the fucking chili.
Man,
It's
you gonna be
the
on the bowl, boy.
I can't do
That's
that.
some nasty shit.
I can do the
That's some
chili.
nasty shit.
I can do the
Like,
chili
Boy,
by
you let
itself.
that cover up in the morning, it's gonna be sour.
I can do the
Dude.
chili by
Ooh.
itself and the cinnamon roll on the side. I cannot do actual
God
cinnamon in the chili,
damn.
but side by side, if they're separated.
Man.
Hell
Like,
no. Hell no.
I-
That's like
Well,
Boy.
there's something like I will harp on
Shit.
cinnamon being in chili, like just cinnamon by itself in chili. Or
Don't
don't
do
do it. But a cinnamon roll, a heated up cinnamon roll with some chili on it.
Well,
It is
at that point, it's not just about the cinnamon because you got the sweetness from the frosting, you got the dough and everything else. Like,
that's why I
there's more to that flavor, so it's not horrible. I'm not a big fan, but I've eaten it. It is what it is.
Kind of get the hype behind it.
I can understand why some people like it. Like I saw like
That
I've seen
aftermath
people
gotta
that
be
put
crazy.
I've seen people that will put peanut butter in their chili. Like they make a
oh hell no.
Listen to it. Here's the thing. You take a super spicy red chili and then you have some peanut butter in it on the side. When you take a scoop of the chili, you grab a little dab of little swipe of
You
peanut
have like
butter.
a peanut butter cracker or just the peanut butter?
Like you
That's
take
the
like a
difference.
dollop of peanut butter and you put it on the side of the bowl, and then you grab a little when you're grabbing your chili. It's again not something
It
I
gets
would
the
eat.
heat down.
It's going to pull the heat down. There's still some protein in it, but like it's not for me. But like I could understand it to a point because of flavoring. But cinnamon in your chili is the most disgusting thing I can think of.
It's nasty.
And I watched somebody make chili with chocolate in it one time.
Oh.
So yeah, I've seen some I've seen some weird white people
Hey,
shit. Okay,
man.
like there's a reason I don't go to white people cookouts. There's a reason.
You're
But
only invited to the black people.
Come
How
on
did you
down
get
to the
invited?
south,
What's
man.
your secret?
We-
What's your
we
secret,
get
Seven?
you
I need to
straight.
get invited to these black people cookouts.
well, I simply don't say racist shit. That's how you get invited to the black people cookouts. It's actually not that complicated. But no, but the Reds owner is just so dismissive of the billion-dollar industry that he has that will literally just print him money.
Mm-hmm.
And Cincinnati sports fans, the Bengals will tell you, Cincinnati sports fans can be super fucking loyal.
Yep, they're very vocal to a fault.
But and they are. But when you as an owner just outright make it clear that you don't care about the product that's on the field or the fan experience, you don't deserve to own a sports franchise. Because like look at what Matt Ishbia did for the Suns. Now all Suns are on local broadcast TV. You don't have to have a sports channel subscription. You don't even have cable to watch Suns games. Every Suns game is on local sports TV or is on a local channel that you can get over the air. He dropped concession stand prices so that a family of four can go to a Suns game without breaking the bank.
Now Charles Barkley said them concessions are nasty. That's what Charles said.
It's honestly okay. So I lived in that. I went to that stadium a lot as a kid because I had season tickets to the Rattlers. I had season tickets to the Arizona Rattlers, and so we were in there all through arena football season. I got to watch Danny White coach, former Cowboys player that was actually a good guy, and those concessions it's like you could make it with an air fryer and a dollar store box of frozen whatever you wanted, and it would be about the same quality. But it's at least palatable. I mean, but since it's shittier, it's probably a good thing that he's dropping the prices. But he's making it affordable, just like Ken Kendricks, the Arizona Diamondbacks owner. They keep ticket prices lower. You can still get tickets for a baseball for most games in Arizona, in the upper concourse for under $10. Still under $5 for a drink. Still under $5 for a hot dog. So you can go and not break the bank. So those are owners that even if they're not making the best decisions as far as the roster is concerned, they are at least making sure the fan experience at a game is positive to a point.
Right.
The Reds owner doesn't give a fuck. And those are the type of owners that I have no respect for.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Don't blame me. Don't blame me.
Because it's an entertainment product, and you're not entertaining me when you're being a dick about your business.
Are you not entertained?
Nope.
Don't forget,
John, when
guys.
I sit next to you, I'm always entertained.
Don't forget, guys. Head on over to NBA.com. You can vote for your All-Star voting
Yes.
started today. So definitely head on over to NBA.com. Get your votes in for your All-Stars. Appreciate that, Seven. Let's go around the room, see what everybody's up to. Then we'll get on out of here. Kyle, I'll start with you. I know what you're doing. You just going to be hating on the damn Eagles.
Oh, wait a minute now. As much as I would want Green Bay to win, I know they're not. But
Pittsburgh got to go first.
I need the Bucks to get it done. But if the Bucks don't get it done, Washington wins. I need Minnesota to win, because then I'll get Minnesota versus the Birds, and Detroit will have Washington.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So I'm just looking forward to some good football this weekend, starting Saturday.
Yep, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. For those of you who don't know the schedule, the season kicks off with, I think it's Buffalo and Denver on CBS and Paramount Plus, followed by the Ravens and the Steelers on Amazon Prime. Sunday, we have the... Oh, who kicks off?
Steelers going to get destroyed.
The Eagles game, I think, is at 4.
Oh, Sunday, it's Texans and Chargers that kick off on Sunday. Then it goes to...
Eagles at 4. Bucks at 8.
Eagles at 4 and Bucks at 8.
Yep.
This might be an interesting playoff for the NFL. This might be interesting.
Commanders are going to be on.
There's going to be some good football, and I think there's going to be some things that are going to be considered upsets that really aren't. Like if Washington wins their game, I don't think it's an upset. If Denver beats the Bills, I don't think it's an upset.
I think Green Bay beats Philadelphia. It's an upset. It's an upset.
I
don't know about that one.
That would be the one, though, because mind you, again, Will said in the beginning of the show, we thought last year Dallas was going to mock.
I said that. I said that.
Mm-hmm.
I said it. We mopped the floor with them. So if Green Bay can come out there and play some solid football on both ends, they got a chance.
I got to say
it's.
Go ahead, Seven.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say was I got to quote my boy Tom Grassi over on YouTube. If you guys don't follow him, he's a big Green Bay Packers fan. He does this skit where he does every fan's reaction on the week by week. Week 18, the Dallas Cowboys fan goes, "All right, Green Bay, remember how you beat us in the playoffs as the 7th seed last year? I'm praying to God that you can do that again this year, because the Cowboys are going to watch the Eagles play the Packers, and they want the Packers to beat the Eagles in the first round." I thought that's funny that, history has a way of repeating itself while it's not really repeating itself. But I think it'd be fun. If Green Bay can pull the upset as the 7th seed twice in back-to-back years, it proves the 7th seed belongs.
I think, again, if we just look at it, the Bucks, I think the Bucks in Washington, the Bucks had a better offense. Mm-hmm. Washington has a good offense. They both had the same offense. Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
It's going to just be.
Tampa Bay is better on defense, though.
It's just going to be
just a little bit.
Yeah,
just by a little bit.
They got a little bit more of a pass rush with Levante Davis.
Yep.
I think the Buccaneers and the Commanders will be the closest game this weekend. Everything else has the potential to be a 10-point game. If there's any that is very, very close within 2, 3, or 4 points, it'll be the Bucs and the Commanders.
John, I need y'all to make a statement. I need y'all to fuck the Rams up.
I need them too.
Fuck them up.
You kind of have to. I think the Vikings have to hit them in the mouth, because the Vikings play left a lot of question marks that it shouldn't have.
Don't let the Rams hang around.
To me, like I said, it was the play caller. Like, I don't know.
You're right.
Don't run the ball at all.
Don't let the Rams hang around, because you see what Matt Stafford's already done.
And two, the first time we played him, Cup and what's the other kid's name? You got number 7. Akua.
Yeah.
They weren't even scheduled to play, so we weren't even prepared to stop near one of them. So, but we'll see.
All right. Ando, what you got going on this week, buddy?
Well, my streaming is coming back on. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been back on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ando3818. Sunday, I did a kind of commentary on the Sunday Night Football game of the second half. Friday, I'll probably be streaming. I work Wednesday and Thursday this week, so I don't know if I'll be up. Saturday, I work all day, so I will not be broadcasting any of the games. So I might be broadcasting the Monday's game for commentary. So if you guys want to jump into the chat, you guys can do that more than welcome. Otherwise, just kicking up the stream and keeping myself busy before I got to go back to work.
All right. 7, what you got going on this week, buddy?
A lot of work. We got a lot of snow here in Kansas. So
Have your balls fallen off yet?
No, because I have not left my house.
Good, me neither. My balls are still intact.
I go out to I take I take the dogs out and I wear like 6 layers because it's like 2 degrees outside right now.
Is that the feels like, or is that the actual temp before the feels like?
That's the feels like.
Yeah.
I think the actual temp is around 10 degrees.
I lived in Iowa for 10 years. I know about how those. Yeah, dude. No, when the temperature says that it's 10 and then you see the feels like and it's lower, I make fun of the -4 because if you look at the -4 degrees, it looks like a dude sitting with his head down on a toilet taking a shit. So if I see that as the temperature, I'm staying inside all day.
John, what you got going on, buddy?
Seriously, take a look at it, Kyle. I see you laughing right now. Look at -4 degrees, and you see a dude hanging with his head down, taking a shit on the toilet. You will not be able to unsee it. Do you see it? You see it.
I'm scared.
He's thinking about it now.
You see it?
I'm scared to look, man. I'm scared. Where my phone at? I'm scared to look. Where my phone at? I'm scared to look.
I'll send it in the sports report chat. Hold on. I got it.
Okay.
I'll send it in the sports report chat.
Okay.
Like I say, man. Still got some drumming going on, of course. Definitely ain't forget about my Buckeyes.
Tell me, well, don't look like a dude
take Texas out of here and smack whoever else in the face when we play them in the championship. Championship form.
Don't see it.
See what?
Go in our chat, not our chat, the group chat, the sports report chat, the private chat.
Yeah, the private chat on the right hand side.
The show chat.
It does. It looks just like
the -4. It looks like a dude with his head down taking a shit.
Indeed.
The shit you learn from Ando on the Sports Reports podcast.
Oh my gosh. Damn. All right, everybody. As John's looking at that, trying to contemplate, I want to say thank you for everybody.
He's questioning his life choices where he ended up on a podcast with Ando. That's what he's doing.
Dang!
I'm questioning my life choices, period, sometimes.
All right.
As long as we can get Joy Taylor, we both agree that Joy Taylor is. We ain't talking much
about it, but yeah.
I did want to go.
We didn't talk about it pre-show, so I got you.
I do want to say, when I first saw 7 post that story, I'm not surprised.
Skip looks like a creep
at all. He looked like he a creep.
Yeah,
he does.
It's like he a creep.
1.5 mil for the pool.
I've always voiced my displeasure for Skip Bayless.
And you got to give that girl and you got to give that girl credit. That's hard money to turn down.
I would do a lot of I would do a lot of sketchy shit for $1.5 million. So I got to respect.
That's a lot of money to turn down, man. That's a lot of money.
I will raise you by saying if Joy Taylor offered me $1.5 million to do anything with her, I would take it.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's
Brandon. I can see it now. I can see it now. Brandon, this is Joy Taylor. I have an offer for $1.5 million, but you have to. I'm taking it.
Yes.
Brandon, I don't care. I'm taking it. Fly me out to your condo. We'll nail out
fly
the
me out, drive out there.
I can't.
Exactly.
I can't.
I'm driving.
Yep.
Man, I am all the way in North Carolina. I will shoot.
Even if she pulled a Chad Johnson and made me fly on Spirit Airlines, I'm still okay with it.
Damn.
But for me,
Chad Johnson dropped the ball, boy. His girl was bad, and he got caught slipping.
Are they being
yes, but for me, with Skip, I've always voiced my displeasure for Skip. But and the way that he treated Shannon Sharp was just god awful.
Yeah, that was
shouldn't have happened.
That was trash.
Nope.
And now
I think he got Jeannie Taff off the show too. I didn't like
He
that
did.
because
He
she was the
definitely
next
did.
best host
He got
besides Joy Taylor.
Yeah, he got
now
her.
Shannon came out.
I didn't
So
like
why
that.
y'all put me in it? I had nothing to do with it.
He did.
Nope.
Can we all agree that Colin's former co-host on the Herd, Christina Leahy, she was a nice little piece to look at too, man.
She was dumb
For
as a
me-
box of rocks, though.
But she was cute as hell to look at.
She was dumb as a box of rocks. She was
Well-
stupid as hell.
Well, she was so cute to look at.
Hey, Ando, really quick tip. When we're talking about a sexual harassment lawsuit, it's probably not a good idea to make sexual harassment comments.
But she
I didn't say anything sexual. I just said she was a nice piece to look at. That's it.
Yes, that's sexual harassment. As the HR representative of the show, that is clearly sexual harassment. I've gotten fired for saying something that wasn't as bad for that. I'm telling you, it's sexual harassment.
I didn't get that memo, sir. I'm sorry.
I fell asleep
Yes,
during the sexual
yes.
harassment training video because I know how to do it better ways.
Oh no!
Hey, South Park. Don't maybe bring up sexual harassment Panda from South Park.
Wait,
Oh
did
my
somebody
God.
say sexual? I
Don't
meant
make me
let's
do
do
that.
it. Somebody say
Okay.
sex. Somebody
Don't make
say
me do
sex.
that.
I meant
Hey, no, you
Sexual
good?
harassment Panda, boy. I'm telling you.
No, he's not. That's the problem.
Ooh,
But
you
for
still
me,
think about Joy's bath water.
wait. Oh, shit. What?
Wrap it up.
he's like,
Let's go out of here. Let's go out of here. I want to say thank you
Roku's
to
gonna
everybody. I want to say
disband
thank you
us
real
now.
quick.
Hey.
Everybody coming out to the show, we do appreciate it. We got a contact.
Taylor Rooks or Joy Taylor?
That's coming through.
Oh, I'm taking Joy Taylor all day, every day, bro.
Taylor or Joy?
Joy. It's not even a
Joy.
competition.
Joy, no competition.
And Taylor Rooks? You kidding me?
There was a day I would have said Pam Oliver over Joy Taylor, but now it's.
Oh hell no! Hell no! Chewbacca? Oh hell no!
Shut it down.
You got
Chewbacca? Oh hell no! That's
you
Chewbacca
talking
right
about
there.
Sasha Banks' forehead? Excuse me,
That forehead is huge. That forehead bigger
man.
than the state of Texas.
That forehead.
Look, where do you
That
think
thing
John
is-
Madden
that
got the
thing
ability
bigger
for
than the
the?
state of
She will
Texas, cuz.
teleport you to
where do you
Mars. You hear
where do you
me?
Where do you think John Madden got the whiteboard idea to be able to draw plays? for
Girl,
Pam Oliver?
Oh my God.
I bet you she never had a concussion.
I'm finna
Are
get
you
sued by
kidding
FCC
me?
Airways. Let me get the hell on out of here. Thank y'all for
They
coming.
give
through. We
her
appreciate
free
it, y'all.
headlights at AutoZone. Shit.
We appreciate it, y'all. Thank y'all for coming
It's
through.
location
We
here
getting
on
out of here
the
before we
play.
get banned by FCC Airways. Wow.
Pam, you got to stop moving. I can't draw the play.